think the social advantages are actually very obvious. I mean, it's great if you can speak more than one language, because obviously you can talk to more people. You can visit other countries and make yourself understood. You can get things done in another language. You can read books, you can watch films in other languages, you can look at the internet in other languages and find out stuff that people who can only use English, for example, might not be able to find out. So the social and intellectual advantages of it are very considerable, and also, I think, very obvious.
Well, the social advantages of being bilingual are pretty vast. I always think when you have somebody that you can speak to in a different language, it creates a sort of a different relationship with that person, be that to one person or be that to a community. It also gives you the advantage of knowledge of a different culture and all the history and texture that comes with that.
I think one of the main social advantages of being bilingual is it really opens your mind to other languages and other cultures. Some people can be a little bit intimidated by hearing languages that they don't understand, for example, especially within the UK, I'd say. But from my point of view, I think I'm used to using two languages, and when I hear other languages that I don't understand, it's in no way intimidating, and I really like to hear other languages and find out more about other cultures.
There are a lot of social advantages to being bilingual in terms of, particularly in terms of understanding other people's perspectives and interacting with other people, getting a better sense of how other people see the world so that you can get behind into their way of thinking and communicate better and express your own views better in communication.
If you only speak one language, you tend to think that the world is organised in the way that that language has organised the world for you, and not to understand that other people's languages organise the world differently. So one classic example from the point of view of English speakers is that we tend to think that Germans have no sense of humour. That's not true. But the German sense of humour is very different from the English language sense of humour, and it's only people who can speak German who understand German jokes. So that's a classic example of a misconception and believing that if stuff isn't funny in English, it isn't funny at all. Whereas there are probably lots of other cultures around the world who think we have no sense of humour because they don't understand our jokes either. And obviously I could give examples for any language that you care to mention. Every language has cultural distinctiveness about it, which you can appreciate to some extent if you don't speak that language, but if you do, you're going to understand it in a much deeper way.
There are lots of ways that it becomes really necessary to know the language to understand exactly what's going on with something. Sometimes words mean different things. You can get a very simple one-dimensional translation of something, but you don't understand the contexts and all the different possibilities it can mean, and sort of what's between the lines sometimes. You don't have the richness of understanding, and you only come by really getting into the language.